Sigmas are among the most complex. You might meet some calm and rational men. They are well known for maintaining a cool head, as well as diffusing potentially explosive situations, considering his status as a lone wolf, taking into consideration the expectations and societal and individual judgments. It's not surprising, in fact. He's always so calm and collected. Even if it means taking the high road, this entails discontinuing all contact with someone displaying arrogance. But it's a joke a little more complex than that, so in today's video we'll be shared with you 8 ways in which the Sigma male deals with obnoxious people. He does some intense work. Number 8. Introspecting. If the Sigma realizes this individual is indeed rude, he will take a step back and retreat into his mind and consider it. Objectively, he's there for a legitimate reason. On the receiving end of this impolite behavior, did he make a mistake or did he not? In some way offend the other person, they're having a particularly bad day. So he was the one who ended up lashing out. Simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. Is this a one-time occurrence or is it repeated? They are envious of his behavior. There could be other red flags. Explain why the Sigma is being rude frequently reflects on everything, the events taking place around him. So he will rely on this ability to help him keep the situation as calm as possible to respond in the most appropriate manner. He empathizes with. Number 7. Sigma will try to put himself in others' shoes. In order to get to the bottom of the situation and have a nice day comprehension of what the other person is saying is going through, he will always act with and try to be compassionate and sensitive to understand what they're going through. This does not imply that he is making excuses for their bad behavior. It might help them gain a more objective viewpoint and gain some insight into the situation. Although that is not to say it isn't. On some occasions, it is completely justified. However, Sigma is not the type of guy to sink. According to the proverb, you can catch more flies. He is aware that honey is preferable to vinegar. The best result is always one where he is polite, calm, and rather than retaliating with rudeness and arrogance. Return. 6. He considers how to handle the circumstance. Once he has objectively examined all of the situation's facts and figures, including the seriousness and frequency of the alleged intent behind the rudeness and what his reaction would be, he must consider his best interests, if it might even be worthwhile for him to respond. Is there anything to be gained? Is there a pattern emerging from this? The conduct. Following careful consideration of these, he then considers what he's learned going to do to deal with the situation. As individuals, we are all moving forward, have many layers, and it occurs frequently, can be difficult to comprehend as a result of another's words and actions, something that the Sigma will always accept taking into consideration. The Sigma is a complicated guy. As a result, there is no one-size-fits-all solution. When it comes to how to react after initially ignoring, the dust is settled, he will respond to the alleged outburst in one of several ways. 5. He communicates directly. If he does not avoid all contact, instead he will not respond at all, walking away and deciding never to respond to this person once more, especially if this individual is more of an acquaintance or stranger, and particularly if he thought the rudeness was unjustified, or if he is a friend he might stay after the fact, but the door to reconciliation is open, allowing the other person to understand their oversight and reach out to him. If they don't apologize, that's fine. If it's not their prerogative, someone with whom he has a long history relationship with, someone who genuinely cares and who he is especially close to with a strong bond, he might take that'll meet them if he makes the decision to contact them face to face and in a calm voice, explaining why their rude behavior in that situation he was negatively impacted at the time, at the same time conveying his unwavering admiration and affection for them. Or 4. He listens to them. The Sigma is a skilled communicator. When deciding, he carefully considers his words. He must engage in some sort of someone in a confrontational situation. He is concerned. However, it is more of a strategy than a strategy. Confrontation is a necessary part of being such a great communicator. Is more than just thinking. He intends to communicate, but also in the manner in which the Sigma listens to the other person. He is an excellent listener and understands how to actively listen while remaining compassionate and open-minded. But he also observes the other person's nonverbal messages. The Sigma demonstrates attentiveness and then provides appropriate feedback or response. He never likes to be interrupted. Pay attention to what others have to say before devoting time to contemplating how he will respond. Number 3, tries to diffuse the situation. a natural de-escalation mechanism for tense situations that arise during a confrontation. Things begin to heat up, or the individual demonstrates distress, the signal will continue to remain calm and composed, and continue to demonstrate respect. Maintaining focus on the crux of the situation will try to calm the aggressor down. Utilizing neutral body language that is non-confrontational, allowing his words and actions to create a possibly even soothing environment. Allowing the other person some breathing room before attempting to resolve the issue. He will address the concerns in the event of a conflict, and empathizes where possible. But if the situation is deteriorating and Sigma notices that he is not receiving, he will make the decision wherever he is to re-establish his boundaries and walk away. He will return to the step of thinking about what happened and reassessing the situation before making a decision on what he will do next. Second, he establishes boundaries. As the male Sigma has a lot of he is all about self-respect. He is very clear about his boundaries, and what he refuses to accept is easier said than done. It can be difficult for many people to take this action, but it's so difficult and important in demonstrating your level of competent self-esteem, and as a result, showing others how you should be treated. Not only will this increase the degree to which others regard you, but also they regard you have for dealing with obnoxious people. The Sigma prefers to remain anonymous. Establish an initial boundary, politely expressing his dissatisfaction with them to participate, and will withdraw from the circumstance. That is the first step in establishing a firm line and making his limits recognized, as well as those who aren't the ones who don't respect his boundaries, the types of people he prefers to be around anyway. Now, before we move on to our final point on how do Sigma men deal with rude people, you made it this far, and now it's time to celebrate. If you are enjoying the content, please assist us. It can be difficult for many people to take this action, but it's so difficult and important in demonstrating your level of competent self-esteem, and as a result, showing others how you should be treated. Not only will this increase the degree to which others regard you, but also they regard you have for dealing with obnoxious people. The Sigma prefers to remain anonymous. Establish an initial boundary, politely expressing his dissatisfaction with them to participate, and will withdraw from the circumstance. That is the first step in establishing a firm line and making his limits recognized, as well as those who aren't the ones who don't respect his boundaries, the types of people he prefers to be around anyway. Now, before we move on to our final point on how do Sigma men deal with rude people, you've made it this far, and now it's time to celebrate. If you are enjoying the content, please assist us to help our community grow by liking the video and distributing it to your friends. Thank you so much. We appreciate everything you do. Whatever happened to whoever it was who acted in an uncivil or rude manner, daring behavior toward him, the Sigma will never give up. He will feel too distressed and will always move on, regardless of his feelings. He is extremely hurt in some way, self-assured, and what he believes in himself is not reliant on the opinions of others or input from other people. He knows and wholeheartedly accepts himself. Like the rest, he has his flaws. He accepts them as a part of himself, his entire self, and looks for ways to improve. They want to grow and improve as men. As human being, he works hard every day and doesn't give up. Negative interactions have an impact on his life and his priorities, as well as knowing when to just let go. We love hearing from you. So please let us know how you deal with it with obnoxious individuals in the comments section down below. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel and enable notifications so that you will be notified of all future events. That's all for now, and I'll see you later.